Bonjour mes amis, my name is Freya, and this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make Norn hair for the GeneForge. I'm recording this while the GeneForge is still in development, so some things might have changed by the time this actually comes out. Also, this is not a Blender tutorial. If you're watching this, I assume you at least know the basics of Blender because I'm not good enough at Blender to be making Blender tutorials. Okay, let's go. First thing I do is I add a curve. That's a circle. Bring it up. And I rotate it so I can get a better look. And now I scale it nice and big so I can see what I'm doing. Now I add another curve, a path, scale it up, and I'm going to rotate it so it faces back along the direction the Norn is facing. Take this circle, go to edit mode, subdivide a few times, and I take random points, doesn't really matter, and I scale them so that you have this sort of weird pipey thingy, and then squash it vertically like that so it's more oblong. This will make sense in a second. Go back over to your path, and under the object data properties, under geometry where it says bevel, you want to select object and pick your circle. Now, at first that might look like it had done nothing, but it is in fact freaking massive. So, go to edit mode, Alt-S to scale it down, make it something a little bit more reasonable. And this is what we're going to work with. So if you select the endpoints and Alt-S to scale them down too, you get this weird leaf-looking thing, and we can use that to construct our hair. Now, I've made a few different hairstyles for Norns so far. I've yet to do one of the really spiky ones, like the male civets and the male Pippin Norns have, so I'm gonna try something kind of like that, but of course putting my own unique spin on it. Okay, that's looking kind of cute. I want a few more little leaves, though. Okay, yeah, I think I like that for the male hair. That's really cute and dorky. Let's do the female hair. I'm just gonna duplicate this. Tabby hair F. Gonna rename the old one Tabby hair M. Now I'm gonna select one of these leaves and get rid of the others, because we're going to do a completely different style anyway. Select these middle points, scale them down so that we have more of a ribbon, less of a leaf. I guess leaves are still shaped like that, you get what I mean though. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl this. I'm going to select all but the root point, hit Ctrl T to twist, or I think it's tilt actually. I'm gonna set the angle to 90. Now the last 3 points, same thing, set the angle to 90. You're starting to see what I'm doing here. These two, set the angle to 90. Last one, I'm gonna set the angle to 180. And now we have a little corkscrew type twisty thingy of hair. This is going to form the base of all of the strands that I make. I'll select the end, Alt-S to scale it up just a bit so it's not totally thin, and E to extrude. And I'm gonna do this little wibbly kind of zigzag thing, making sure it doesn't intersect too much with the head. And then when I find a length that I like, I'm gonna Alt-S again, scale it down. Select these bits, set the twist. I don't actually know why Creature Labs decided that curly hair was more feminine. It's not like a standard I've ever heard elsewhere, but the female Norns in Creatures 3 and Docking Station particularly all seem to have much curlier hair than the males. I don't worry too much about self-intersection, because if you think about the resolution that the sprites are actually made at, no one's gonna know. No one's going to know if your hair is overlapping itself. And honestly, like, even at higher resolution in 3D art, it's really hard to tell sometimes. No one's looking that closely. Now, I know what you're thinking. My god, that hair is ugly. It is so sparse in the back. I know. Hang on. Using Alt-S to scale, you can get much thicker strands that cover more area. Also, you can just kind of go into object mode and dupe the hair and reposition it so that it covers up the bits that you want. Edit it to remove anything that's out of place. And then back in object mode, rejoin them again. We're getting there. We are so close. Alright, and let's say I want this hair to be a little bit longer. All I have to do is select a bunch of endpoints and extrude. Okay, and it's still more sparse than I would like it, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go back to the male hair, duplicate it, I'm going to steal one of these leaves, made it into this sort of like back of the head helmet thing, and that's going to display underneath the curly hair. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. If you think that the back leaves are too straight and they stand out too much, what you can do instead is give them a little twist too. Like that, so that they still look slightly curly. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'll put up the finished product for the head sprites on the screen now. I think of all the creatures related tools I've ever used, the GeneForge is the one I'm most excited about. Nornbreed making is something that I've always wanted to like really properly get into ever since I was a kid, and the time it took really held me back. So this speeds up that process tremendously. I can crank out 3 or 4 breeds in a day if I really put my mind to it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!